Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to cover a summary of the different methods of solving quadratic equations. Alright, so basically you guys have learned many methods and I think it's a good time to summarize them all. Okay, so let us start with the first method that you learned, which is factorization. So how would you do factorization? Let's say I give you this equation, solve x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals to 0. Okay, what would you do? You would try to use the cross method to factorize. Okay, so x times x is x squared, 3 times 1 is 3, this will be x, this will be 3x, so your factorized form is x plus 3 times x plus 1 equals to 0. So using the zero product rule, either x plus 3 is equals to 0 or x plus 1 is equals to 0. So the two solutions are x equals to negative 3 or x equals to negative 1. Okay, and that's how you solve using factorization. Okay, what about the second method you learned? The second method you learned is completing the square. Okay, this one is slightly challenging, but I'm sure y'all are getting the hang of it slowly. So let's say the same question, solve x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals to 0 using completing the square. So what would you do? You would take the 4 over here, divide by 2. So in the bracket you have x plus 2 whole thing square. Then you would minus away this 2 square. And because there's still a plus 3 here, continue to write plus 3 equals to 0. So x plus 2 square minus 4 plus 3 equals to 0. X plus 2 square minus 1 equals to 0. Then x plus 2 equals to plus minus root 1, which is just plus minus 1. Hence, x equals to negative 2 plus minus 1, which means x equals to negative 1 or negative 3. Okay, you will get the same answer, of course, because you're solving the same equation. It is just a different method of solving using completing the square, where you want to achieve this. You want to achieve this step of having a perfect square equals to a number. Why? So that you can just take square root on both sides and solve for x. Okay, so this was the second method you learned, completing the square. Now the third method you all learned is your favorite, which is known as the quadratic formula or the general formula. So this one is super easy. The quadratic formula is x equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So I'm just going to sub in the values of a, b and c into the formula. But before that, I think I will write down what are the values of a, b and c. Okay, I'm going to use the same equation. A is 1, b is 4, and c is 3. So when I sub in, I will get negative 4 plus minus square root of 4 square minus 4 times 1 times 3 over 2 times 1, which is negative 4 plus minus 16 minus 12 over 2. This will just be square root of 4. So negative 4 plus minus square root of 4 is 2 over 2. Negative 4 plus 2 divided by 2 is negative 2 divided by 2, which is negative 1. Alright, so I'm just going to write it as negative 1, or negative 4 minus 2 divided by 2 is negative 6 divided by 2, which is negative 3. Okay, so once again you would get the same two solutions, x equals to negative 1 or negative 3, even when you apply the quadratic formula. So do you see that for all the different methods you would get the same answer regardless? Okay, now the last method that you guys just learned this week is the graphical method. Why is that so? I want black. Okay, the graphical method. Okay, why is that so? What is this graphical method talking about? Now, if I were to plot y equals to x squared plus 4x plus 3, I'm going to plot this. Okay, you can either plot it on graph paper, or let's say you use Desmos to plot quickly. You would actually get this curve. Okay, this is the graph of y equals to x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now you think about it. When I say solve this equation, I'm saying you must make your y equals to 0, correct? Solving means your right hand side is equals to 0. So let me move down. Okay, I'm going to equate this to 0, which means my y is 0, correct? So at which 2 points will y be equals to 0? If I look at the curve will be 0, or y will be 0 at this point here and this point here. Am I right? These are the 2 points where y is 0, as you can see from the coordinate here. So what are the values of x when y is 0? X is either -3 or -1, which are actually the two solutions that we found just now, right? X has been -3 or -1, -3 or -1, -3 or -1, all the way. Even when you plot the graph, the two solutions of x, that means the two x-intercepts, are -3 or -1. So whenever they say solve this equation in the graphical method, they are asking you for the two x-intercepts. They're asking you for the two values of x when the curve cuts the x-axis. Alright, so that was the fourth method, the graphical method. You go and find the x-intercepts of the curve when it cuts the x-axis. Alrighty. Let me also write the two solutions. So just now my two x-intercepts were -1 and -3. So this is a summary of the 4 different methods of solving. Okay, you have factorization, you have completing the square, you have the quadratic formula method, and the last one is the graphical method. With that, we can end this topic on solving quadratic equations. See you in my next video. Bye!